Welcome to GYANJYOTI online classes, class 9, English, moment. It's 6th number chapter, Weathering the Storm of Irsima. This is the story of Odisha in the year 1999. Severe and super cyclone and thousands of people died. And it was a very dreadful night. At the time, one of the boy, his name was Prashant, was a young man, was marooned, trapped on the roof of a house. And on the third number day, he decided to go to his own house. Yeah, it's very stormy and dangerous story. So now, student, how he faced lots of problems and faced how it was very difficult for him, and we shall discuss in this chapter. So, student, let's start. On 27th October 1999, 27th October 1999, and he was very black day for Odisha. 7 years after his mother's death, already Prashant's mother was passed away. Prashant had gone to the block headquarters of Irsima. Irsima block को खुद घूमने गए थे. Okay, a small town in coastal Odisha, some 18 kilometers from his house. Just opposite Prashant's house, this, and in terms of 18 kilometers, they go to the place of Irsima. Okay, from there, what happened? To spend a day with a friend. घूमने एक दोस्त के पास गए थे. In the evening, a dark and menacing storm, menacing, threatening storm, quickly gathered. Winds beat against the houses with speed and fury. Fury means violent that Prashant had never witnessed before. It was so severe and powerful storm that Prashant had never heard, never seen in his life. I began incessant rain. Incessant non-stopping rain, continuous rain, filled the darkness. पूरा अंधेरा भर गया. Ancient trees were uprooted and crushed to the earth. Ancient means very old. Trees were also crushed and fell down. Road पूरा भर गया. Screams rent the air as people and houses were swiftly washed away. Oh, screams में चीख, चिल्लाना, rent the air and people. People and houses were swiftly washed away. लोग घर, पेड़ पौधे सब उखड़ के भग गया. The angry waters swirled into his friend's house. Still moving in a twisting way. जो गुस्सा वाला जो हवा पानी था, उनके दोस्त के घर भी घुस गया. Neck deep, means this much पानी, this much water entered into the head of inside his friend's house. The building was a brick and mortar and was strong enough to survive the devastation of the wind's velocity of 350 kilometers per hour. 350 kilometers per hour. The so speed wind and the wind was so strong that it did not fall. Yeah, it can tolerate this, the devastation, the attack on the destruction of this speed of this wind force. But the cold terror of the family grew with the crashing of trees. People were full of terror, means fear, and they knew that trees fallen down and had got uprooted and fallen on their house. पूरा पेड़ गिर के अपने छत में भी गिर गया. It is very pathetic sight. Sometime in the middle of the night, damaging its roof, and wow, middle of the night means who may die. So damaging its roof and wall. कभी किसका दीवार टूट गया, किसका छत टूट गया. It is very severe sight. In the year 1999, in super cyclone in India, Odisha had to face the crazy destruction. Crazy destruction, what? Destruction was something crazy. Yeah, crazy means out of control mind. Yeah, destruction is ruin. What means ruin by the cyclone and the surge, some natural force of the ocean continued for next 36 hours. 36 घंटा तक बारिश चलता है. So imagine, yeah, and this was continued for 36 hours, means 3 days. not 1 day mode, okay? Around 1.5 days, okay? All the wind speeds had reduced somewhat. After that, speed of wind decreased by the next morning, okay? But at that time, if I speed was 50 kilometer per hour, it is very curious. To escape the water rising in the house, Prashant and his friend's family had taken refuge on the roof. Now, उसके दोस्त घर कहाँ चले? To save their life, they climbed to the roof area because घर का अंदर पानी आ चुका है. To shelter, to protect them. छत के ऊपर आ गए. Prashant will never forget the shock he experienced at his first glimpse of the devastation wrought by the super cyclone. Yeah, Prashant will never forget the shock he experienced. जो shock में था छदमा लगा, जो धक्का लगा, उसको भूल नहीं पाएंगे. His first glimpse means the partial view of the devastation, destruction wrought means caused by the super cyclone. It's okay. In the grey light of the early morning, grey light means covered by clouds, grey light, okay? A ragging, deadly, brown sheet of water covered everything as far as the eye could see. Ragging means gussa wala, full of rain. Deadly means jaan lene wala. Brown sheet of water means muddy water. Covered everything as far as the eye could see. आग जितना दूर तक से पानी चादर पानी हो गया है. Only fractured cement houses still stood in a few places. Fractured cement houses means cement houses is broken, टूटा हुआ. कुछ दिख रहा है दूर दूर से. Bloated animals carcasses, yes, तैरता हुआ जानवर का लाश. And human corpse, human dead bodies floated in every direction. इंसानों का इंसान का जो जान गुजर गया है, उनका जो शरीर है पानी में पूरा तैरते हुए जा रहा है. All around, even huge old trees had fallen. Huge trees. पुराने जमाने का बहुत बड़ा पेड़ भी गिर गया है. Let's see. 2 coconut trees had fallen on the roof of their house. घर के छत के ऊपर 2 coconut tree भी गिर गया है. This was a blessing in disguise, in secrecy, in unknowingly. It is a blessing. Why it is blessing? That the coconut plant fallen down, and from the coconut they could get the fresh water, coconut water. Because the tender coconuts from the trees kept the trapped family from starving in the several days that followed. Coconut tree, coconuts plant, food and water it's provided, and in this dirty water nobody can drink, and in this way they exist in this place. Yeah. So this was a blessing in disguise, because the tender coconuts from the trees kept the trapped family from starving in the several days that followed. Clear to understand? For the next 2 days after this happening, Prashant sat huddled with his friends' family. Huddled means crowd together with his friends in the open on the rooftop. Rooftop के ऊपर में पूरा बैठे हैं. They froze in the cold and insistent rain. पूरा बर्फ बन गए हैं. Non-stopping rain. बारिश थम नहीं रहा है और बारिश चलते ही जा रहा है. And the rain water washed away Prashant's tears. Yeah, उसका बारिश का पानी प्रशांत आंसुओं को भी ले जा रहा है. It's so pathetic, so painful and so terrific sight. It is really, who can face there can understand. The only thought that flashed through his mind was whether his family had survived the fury of the super cyclone. प्रशांत के मन में ही सोच है whether his family was rescued from this danger, whether his family survived from this devastating cyclone, super cyclone. That's only in his mind. Okay? So what did he do? So was he to be bereaved? Once again, bereaved means Suppose a person in the family passes away, we have to mournful cry. या bereaved means lost a close relation or friend through his death. किसी दुखी परिवार के लिए रोना. So उस सोचने पड़ गया है क्या करें. Let's see. 2 days later, 2 दिन गुजर चुका है. We seem to Prashant like 2 years. 2 days, Prashant thought it's 2 years. Yes, and the rain ceased. बारिश तो थम गया. And the rainwater slowly began to recede. जो बारिश में पानी डूबा हुआ था धीरे धीरे recede means move back, fall down. पानी का स्तर है धीरे धीरे नीचे होते गया. Prashant was determined to seek out his family without further delay. Now, Prashant, without delay further, I have to go to find my parents, what they are and how they may be. But the situation was still dangerous. अभी पानी है. This west side, west depth. So, their friends, family members, they did not allow him to go, and his friends, family pleaded, requested with Prashant to stay back a little while longer. कुछ समय रुकने के लिए बोले, but Prashant knew he had to go. Prashant thought I have to go to see my parents. I have to see how they are now. He equipped himself with a long sturdy strong, solid stick लेके वो चल दिया, and then started on his 18-kilometer expedition. How many kilometers? 18-kilometer expedition is very risky journey. And expedition is risky journey. Back to his family through the swollen flawed water. Swollen means too much water. Full out. It was a journey he could never forget. So pathetic journey. He constantly had to use his stick to locate the road. Road देखने के लिए पूरा छड़ी लेके देख रहा है whether he is on the track, on the road or on the out of the road. To determine where the water must shallow. Yeah, must shallow means not so deep. While water may be lesser than deeper. Searching for the correct road. At places it was waist deep, कभी पूरा कमर तक पानी आ जा रहा है west. Yeah, and process was slow. कभी चलना भी मुश्किल है. Very critical to pass, critical to go, so it is hard to go. At several points, he lost the road and had to flee. कभी भी जाते हुए वो प्रशांत जैसे अपने 18 किलोमीटर to the only village. Sometimes the public road and then swim to come. After some distance, he was relieved to find 2 friends of his uncle के 2 ही दोस्त को मिला, who were also returning to their village. वो भी अपने गांव को जा रहे थे. They decided to move ahead together. Now they also followed. Now Prashant got some ahead. Imagine 80 kilometers and more. Let's see. As they waded through the waters, means just like duck, they swim or they walk in the water. The scene they witnessed grew more and more macabre. Macabre means causing a fear of death. ऐसा सीन लग रहा है कि अपना भी मौत सामने है. They have to push away many human bodies. इंसानों के लाश उनको हटाना पड़ रहा है. Men, women, children, and carcasses of dogs, goats, and cattle that the current of water swept against them as they moved ahead. यहाँ जैसे जा रहे हैं सबको हटाते हुए, they have to go to that place. In every village that they passed, from Irsima to his own village, many villages he have to pass. In every village that they passed, they could barely see a house standing. Means all the houses in that area totally collapsed, totally destroyed. Prashant now wept out loud and long. Prashant started crying. He was sure that his family could not have survived this catastrophe. Prashant knew that my family may be no more in this calamity, in this disaster. Catastrophe means that my family might have gone. Eventually, Prashant reached his house. Then also, Prashant reached his house. His house name is Kalipura. Okay. Finally, he reached his own house. His heart went cold. When the panic, severe scenario he saw. Where their home was once to, there are only remnants of its roof. सिर्फ छत बच गया, सब उखड़ के चला गया है. Some of their belongings were caught. कुछ चीज तो मिल गया, mangled and twisted in the branches of trees. क्योंकि जाके पेड़ों में फंस गया सामान. Just visible above the dark waters. या काली dark water means dark water में काली पानी के अंदर छिप गया है. Young Prasad decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family. Now, for some help, Red Cross society, to find whether how they are, maybe my family survive or not. He went to his own to Red Cross to find his family. Okay, among the first people he saw in the crowd was his maternal grandmother, mummy ke mummy, dadi ma, grandmother ko mila, weak with hunger. Who? Mother's mother. Okay, weak with hunger. He rushed to him, her hands outstretched, her eyes gleaming. Now, grandmother saw Prashant survived, and she felt happy that my grandchildren, you are survived, you saved, your life is rescued. Okay. Her hands outstretched, her eyes gleaming, shining. It was a miracle that you, Prashant, saved. They had long given him up for dead. They means that family member thought that Prashant is no more. Yeah. So this is the critical, painful sight. Quickly, word spread and his extended family, Nila's family, gathered around him. पूरे सब आके बोले, my dear Prashant, still now you are rescued. Till now you are in good condition. Now all the family members they talk and hugged him and tight in relief. Now सब गले लगा ले Prashant को. Prashant anxiously scanned the motley. Motley means in a different types of faces, desperate, different mixture of people, and motley means varied in appearance or character, different types of character. He met battered group, different type of people. His brother and sister, his uncles and aunt, they all seems to be there. Now mostly the different types of characters. Now Prashant thought that my family member may be in this place. Okay, by the next time, as he took into the desperate means hopeless situation in the shelter, सबको देखे कि सब बेसहारा है. He decided to get a grip over himself, he control over himself. कि वो हिम्मत बांधा कि रोने से पैसा रखना बड़ी बात है. He sensed a deadly grip settling upon the 2,500 strong crowd in the shelter. 2,500 people एक shelter में रखे गए हैं. 86 village lives were lost in the village. उसे गांव में 86 lives died. Okay. All the 96 houses have been washed away. उनके गांव का 96 घर या छत destroyed. It was their 4th day at the shelter. Shelter का चौथा दिन हो गया है. So far they had survived on green coconuts. In the 4th day, because of the coconut water and food, they ate and they saved their life from this danger scenery. There were too few to go around such a tumult of people. Yes, tumult means a very confused noise. Who will go to save them? Who will go to control this disorderly crowd? So now Prashant had a very service character. He was a social worker. He lived for the society. And I can say here how Prashant did the work. Let's see here. Prashant all of 19 years, 19 साल के जितने थे, decided to step in a leader of his village. अपने गांव का leader बना वो. If no one else did. He organized a group of youths and elders to jointly pressurize the merchant once again to part with his rice. Now he pressured the rich person to help rich merchants to serve foods. उनके खाने का कुछ चावल मांगा. This time the delegation succeeded. Delegation means representative succeeded and returned triumphantly, means with victoriously. They could serve now. They could serve the needy people, wading through the receding waters. Receding water is coming, decreasing. They crossed these with food for the entire shelter. Now in this shelter they had no food. Now in this shelter they went and served the food to the people. Okay? No one cared that the rice was already rotting. Maybe rice may be not in good condition, but they thought that anyway we have to survive. We have to take care of our health. Yes, they have to take food. Yes, now in this time branches. No one cared that the rice was already rotting. Branches from fallen trees were gathered to light a reluctant and slow fire on which to cook the rice. Now they gathered together and now they are going to cook in this reluctant means unwilling and slow fire, because पानी में लकड़ी गीला हो गया है और अच्छे से नहीं चलने वाला. इससे the fire unable to fire it. This type of wood they try to cook. Very risk. For the first time in 4 days. 4 दिन तक उन लोग बेचारे रोकेंगे. The survivors at the cyclone center were able to fill their bellies. Oh my God! After 4 days, they could get food. Imagine how severe this cyclone was. How painful this cyclone was. His next task was to organize a team of youth volunteers to clean the shelter of filth, urine, vomit and floating carcasses. Now, social work. क्या करना है? बोले to clean the shelter of filth. उसका shelter को साफ करना है. Urine and vomit जो है, जो कि मैं भी बीमारी हो सकता है, जगह खराब हो सकता है. Now he did every cleanliness, sanitization and just hygienic and to make everything good. Floating carcasses को फेंकना है and to tend to the wounds and fractures of the many who had been injured. Tend to the wounds or to give good care of this person who had been injured in this incidents. On the 5th day, the Prashant did have a great work in this time of scenery. On the 5th day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter. एक सैनिक हेलीकॉप्टर उड़ते हुए आया मदद के लिए and dropped some food parcels, कुछ खाना भेजा हो. Up to the 5th number day, it then did not return. उसके बाद वो रिटर्न नहीं हुआ. The youth task force gathered empty utensils from the shelter. Shelter के नीचे छोटे बच्चे सो के utensils प्लेट को सामने दिखाए कि शायद कोई हेलीकॉप्टर से कोई देख के उनको समझ में आ जाए कि उनको खाना की जरूरत है. Then they deputed the children to lie in the sand, left on the waters around the shelter with these utensils on their stomachs. They lie on the sand and they slept and showed that we need food. To communicate to the passing helicopter, जो हेलीकॉप्टर जा रहा है, they can see, they know that they need food, that they were hungry. The message got through. Helicopter, those person was roaming and searching the people. He knew that they need food. Okay. The message got through means the message got to the person, to the helicopter. And after that, the helicopter made regular rounds of the shelter and dropping food and water. Basically, it's now helicopter also provided them food and shelter items and they to face the problem. Prashant found that a large number of children had been orphaned. Orphan means parents had been died. They were helpless now. He brought them together and put up a polythene sheet shelter for them. और उनको polythene shelter में उनको रखा गया. Yeah, women were mobilized to look after them. महिलाएं उनको देखभाल किए. While the men secured food and materials for the shelter. और लोगों को खाना का देखभाल. Secured food and materials for the shelter to provide and to care of this food. Now the main person was given task. As the week passed, maybe 7 days, Prashant was quick to recognize that the women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief. Prashant और भी क्या देखा? The women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief. इस दर्द में लोग बच्चे और उनके मम्मी लोग बहुत ही दर्द में भर हुए हैं. They are full of pain. Now what Prashant did here? He persuaded the women to start working in the food for work program started by NGOs. Food for work program. In this program, he told to do work to get earn. NGO program, non-governmental organization. And for the children, he organized sports events. खेल के भी collection किए some money to pay this help. He himself loved to play cricket and so he organized cricket matches for children. And through this he collected money to serve this society. Prashant engaged with other volunteers in helping the widow and children to pick up the broken pieces of their lives. Now Prashant engaged with other volunteers और volunteers से मिलकर Prashant और क्या किए? In helping the widows and children to pick all the broken pieces of their lives. Yes, उनके लाइफ में जो टूटा हुआ चीज को उठाने के लिए उनको मदद की. Yes, the initial government or existing government plan was to set up institutions for orphans. ऑर्फन लोगों को मदद करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट मदद किया. And widows, those who have lost their husband. However, this step was successfully resisted. Now it was possible they could do the job and they could do the work. As it was felt that in such institutions, in these institutions, what institutions? The orphan and widow people, they can be helped. Yes. And as it was felt that in such institutions, children would grow up without love. Now he thought that बच्चों को लेकर इस इंस्टीट्यूशन में रखने से उनको प्यार नहीं मिलेगा. And widows would suffer from stigma and loneliness. और इस इंस्टीट्यूशन में अगर कोई widow लोग रहते हैं, they will feel some isolation. Stigma means disgrace and loneliness, isolation from society, isolation from the other members. That is very odd to feel. Prashant group believed orphans should be resettled in their own community itself. Orphan को उनके जगह में अपने समाज में ही काम दिया जाए. They should be in their own locality, own community. Then they will not feel the distance and love and affection what they should get. Possibly a new foster family made up for childless widows and children without adult care. Now, possibly let's see, in a new foster family. Foster means the family who adopt a child, maybe orphan child, or family. Those who lost their children, they can take these orphan children to look after, and they can give the love of the mother and father. Okay, family made up of childless widows and children without adult care. So in this way, he saw the matter here, and the last part of this chapter we shall discuss here. It is 6 months after the devastation of the super cyclone. After 6 months, what happened? Let's see. This time प्रशांत wounded spirit has healed. जो घाव दर्द था वो ठीक हो गया. After 6 months, everything came to its normal condition. Healed simply because he had no time to bother about his own pain. या अपने दर्द को चिंता नहीं किया. He took the pain of others. Everything was normal in condition. His handset, his handsome, youthful face, his what? The widows and orphan children of his village seek out most of his darkest hour of grief. उसकी जो सुंदर चेहरा, handsome face, is what? Widows and orphan children, जो विधवा है, जो बच्चे के पापाओं में नहीं है, उसके गांव के they found, yeah, in their darkest hour of grief. Darkest hour of grief means very hopeless and painful time of the super cyclone. They could see the face. This really social work, real heartily, really real social work, not corrupted today's social worker. उन लोग ऐसे सब में फायदा देखते हैं और किसी सेवा के नाम से पैसा को कमाने का तरीका रहता है, लेकिन यहाँ इस कहानी हम दे देखते हैं. Prashant was very dedicated and heartily served the society and removed the tears of widow orphans, and people were happy, and they, after 6 months everything was in normal condition, and it is the painful side, devastation and everything brought this destruction, and at the time we can find who is the real one and who is the fake one. Yes, my dear student, the lesson is very heart-touching. I hope you that service to mankind is service to God, and here Prashant could prove that we have to follow in the time of disaster, time of problem, not to be selfish but to be selfless. Then everyone will know. The writer Horst Mandel, so I hope you will easy to understand. You will read it. Any doubt, anything, you can continue to read and see online videos and to improve your standard and practice your exercise, and meet you in the next period. So till that time, have a good day and goodbye.